Hello everyone, GSF here, back at you with another G-Shock review video, kinda. I'm just gonna talk about a good thing that you need to know about this GWF-A1000 G-Shock from my watch in general. Let's start with the first thing, the lifespan, alright? So this watch, I don't know what's going on with a Frogman Master of G-Shock. They tend to last longer. Some reason they have better quality. If you have a hold on to one, wears one, use one, you understand what I mean. Some reason they are just better than typical Master of G, or let alone, you know, entry-level G-Shock watch like one of these. They're just better. Alright, and I'm not just saying that. I got a proof to show to you guys right now. Check this out. This is the DW-6300 Frogman G-Shock watch. The first ever digital Frogman watch released in the year, here it is, 1994. Making it 27 years old, up to date. Quartz movement, battery operated, plastic, I mean with metal casing of course, but hey, a quartz movement watch which, you know, typically get a bad rap. This thing lasts for 27 years old and it is still fully working too. Right, even the light still works, the condition still holds on, there's no cracking whatsoever. So that just shows you guys the quality that Casio add in their product. Even though this thing costs times more, but you get the point. The quality is there, you're paying for the extra quality. And remember, for a watch that gonna last you like 3 decades old, I do think the price is a good investment. In this case, 800 bucks brand new. But don't freak out. Mine over here only cost me like 570, something like that, because I use BUYEE.JP to buy mine from a reseller basically. BUYEE.JP is the sponsor for today's video. Basically, they are a middleman which buy things for you from Japan. Wherever you live, you can live in India, Philippines, even if you live in Japan, you could use their service as well to provide it. So in the US, UK, Canada, wherever that you live in the world, you could order using BUYEE.JP. Sign up using the link down in the description box. You'll earn an extra 1,000 yen discount on your first order, on top of all other discount promotions and campaign that's already ongoing on the site. So you're gonna be able to save a lot more than I did actually. Mine over here even brand new condition, JDM version with all the box and papers. So 570, 580, something like that. And if you buy one in used condition, you could be able to save a lot more. And like I already said, for like 500, 600 bucks on a watch they're gonna last you like 3 decades old, yeah, that's a good investment. Now let's carry on to the next thing. The third point, what makes this watch great, is the function. Alright, if you compare this watch to this guy, you'll notice that they have pretty much same function. Okay, in this case you have your date and time, you have your, this is the stopwatch, a timer, alarm, back to hometown, simple stuff. Same go for this guy, even though this thing has solar charging, so it has a bit more. Have day display over there, the display over there, dual time over here, your time display, hour, minute, and seconds, and then we'll go to the stopwatch, timer, alarm, back to hometown caping. Of course, both of them has dive timer mode since they are dive timer watch, not dive computer, but dive timer. Keep that in mind, there's a difference. Now, since the function is pretty basics, I could see that I could end up using this for 30 years to come, even though it has Bluetooth function, which I'm sure it will get obsolete over time. But I own this watch for 6 months now, right? 6 months ever since I got it. I've never paired this watch to my phone at all. I just use it as it is. So you could use the Bluetooth function, and if you don't use it, it works just fine, right? So there's future proofing in there. Simple function, great for long-term use. Point number 4. Body material, which is carbon now, unlike your typical Frogman, which normally made out of stainless steel or titanium. In this case, carbon. So it is different, freak out a lot of people, but yeah, kind of seen it coming. I kind of wish this coming actually, because it is much more lighter in weight and thus gave me comfort when I'm wearing one of these, so which is great. Then they also upgrade the watch band as well to hydrolysis resistant, basically resistant to salt water, being seawater. If you use this for diving, you don't have to worry about this thing. Even if you don't use this for diving, remember, the sweats on our wrists also form a salt water. Having a watch band that is hydrolysis resistant, that's great, right? It is resistant to our sweat. I'm not sure about this, but this one said to be hydrolysis resistant, so I trust them, and that's give me much more comfort. Give this watch a better chance to last 30 years. At least that's what I'm thinking. Carry on to the next thing, which is the construction. If you look down here, you'll notice that it didn't have one of these screw down case back anymore. Nothing was locked on the back. It's just a shape down here with new Frogman logo over there holding a hands, and also carbon core. This one just dive tank over there. Anyway, everything was locked from the front, so this is the screws that lock the bezel, not the casing itself. There's not a screw underneath this metal ring, meaning, you know what, technically you don't have to use this bezel. Even this metal ring could take it all apart, the watch would still work. It goes 1,000 meters underwater. Next point, which is number 7, the movement. Look at that, it is in analog movement now, which freak a lot of G-Shock watch collector. Oh, by the way, look at how detailed the contrast on this FROGMAN G-Shock watch display is just amazing, man. Anyway, it's analog format now. I don't know why they do this, but I'm guessing just to make this watch much more, you know, comparable to all of the other dive timer watch on the market. Since they are in analog, this watch, you could compare this, but it feels a bit odd, you know, comparing a digital watch to an analog watch, even though they're all quartz movement. This watch seems much more sensible, so you could compare this to your Seiko, not your automatic, your mechanical, just, you know, quartz movement Seiko out there. Even though the price is totally different, but you got a point. The construction is different, it is overall just better. So that's the point. It is much more comparable to every dive timer watch on the market. Now this thing allows Casio to enter that dive timer market, thus getting that dive timer money. So good for them, they figured out to make more money. Good for them. Getting on to the next point, number 8, being the appearance of the watch. I gotta say, to be honest, when they first announced this, it looked like a fake G-Shock. Just put it out there, but over time it grows on me. It still have those asymmetrical appearance like the traditional Frogman, and a much more comparable model actually is the GWF-1000. Here is the bezel for the watch. The color are pretty much the same as well, right? Let me put this thing on top. You can see that the profile are just the same. There you go, something like that. Alright, the profile pretty much the same as the GWF-1000. So in a way, this is an analog version of the GWF-1000. I believe the most popular dive timer watch right now. So if you're okay to get this, you should try get one of these. And I'm very sure once you put this thing on, you're gonna end up spending more time using this rather than this, just because it is far more comfortable and you're getting better things. I mean, better constructions, better functions, more visibility. And that brings us to the 9th point, being the lume of the watch, which is gorgeous, just gorgeous. It has 2 colors, green and blue. I own a lot of analog G-Shock or any DG G-Shock. Well, as not sure if you guys understand, when all of them have the same lume, no matter how cheap or how expensive they are, they're just the same thing. Green lume all over. Ever since I got this, I mean, if I put them side to side, you could see the difference right away. This thing just pops up. It looks way better than the average analog G-Shock watch out there. So the lume on this watch alone is great. I like the lume even more, to a point that I don't want to use the LED backlighting that this watch have, even though it is bright, but I try my best to look at, to utilize the lume instead of the light. This is how much I liked it. Alright, last but not least is the cleanliness. You know, this is pretty much the same like any FROGMAN G-Shock out there, where if you want to clean up your watch, you don't have to disassemble the entire thing like one of these. If you want to clean this, you know, say a dirt cup gets in there, you're gonna need to open out the back plate, take out the buttons, remove, and then you could remove the bezel, and then you could start cleaning, which is a tedious work. Most Master of G models goes that way, but a FROGMAN didn't. You could just remove all these parts and it wouldn't affect anything, even for this, since everything was locked in there separately. So that makes this watch easy to clean. And also, just to add, you know, since you're gonna be using this for long-term use, maybe consider customizing them. You know, change the parts a bit, change the bezel, change this ring. It won't affect anything, and that will make your collection much more interesting, makes you like your watch even more. So that will be all the thing that you need to know about this GWF-A1000 G-Shock, also other FROGMAN watch in general. I hope you guys learned something in this video, and as always, thanks to BUYEE.JP for sponsoring this video, and I would like you guys to show them some support by going through the link down in the description box, sign up, create an account, and, you know, buy anything you want. You don't have to buy this. You could buy this, you could just buy this thing. You know, it's pretty rare parts. You could buy this FROGMAN even, still available, different condition, different price, of course. Just buy whatever you want. Go to the link down in the description box. You earn an extra 1,000 discount on top of that. on your first order only, plus all of the other campaign, discount, promotions that is already ongoing on the site, so you could save a lot more than I did. Thanks to them, shout out to BUYEE.JP, and see you guys in my next video, guys. Have a nice day. Peace.